Here, Vidit plays this move, rook takes h6, and I think the weak engine is not giving white as much of an advantage as it should be. That being said, I still felt like I probably had some chances here, but I was unable to find the best move. In this position, I played this move queen b2, which effectively loses the game on the spot. What I should have played here actually was, computer likes rook d8. The move that I thought I should have played was rook to c5 here. Now, computer actually thinks after g3 that white is still much better, probably winning, but the game goes on. Apparently, after rook c d8 and rook d6, however, it wants takes and knight g6, and maybe here, after queen to d4, apparently, nah, the computer's crazy. This is still completely winning for white. White has 2 extra pawns on the board, and there's just no way for black to save the game, but it is beside the point. So here I played this move queen b2, and I actually thought that I was very much in the game here. I thought I had great chance maybe to swindle and survive here, but unfortunately, Vidit spent a lot of time, and then he found the best move, which was queen d7. It's a move that I simply overlooked, and a move that ends the game on the spot. But as a sign to show you guys sort of how much I was lacking in objectivity at this point, I actually thought after queen g4, knight to g6 here, I was very much in the game with this pin on the rook and the knight. But the computer says white has a very cool move, queen to f5, hitting the pawn on f7, hitting the knight on g6, and most importantly, hitting this rook on c8 at the same time, and white is still completely winning. But of course, Vidit finds queen d7, which is the best move, and now the game is effectively over. I continue with queen b3 here. Queen f5 is played. I go knight g6, and after Vidit sacks the rook with rook takes g6, I simply resigned here. I could have continued with pawn takes rook, but after takes and king f8, there's knight d7, which is checkmate, and if I go king h8, white can simply check, gobble the pawn on h5, and now I think probably this is the simplest way to check, and then go rook to e4, lifting the rook and going for the checkmate on h4, and white is completely winning. So, when all is said and done here, I end up resigning the game in this position after rook takes g6 is played. Very, very unfortunate result, but I would say that this is what I was aiming for in terms of the game. I got something that was very double-edged, sharp, and complicated, and I don't know how great my chances were. I think if I probably played something like knight g6 perhaps, if I got knight g6 here, bishop c3 and h5, it would have been very interesting to see what would have happened in the game. But at the end of the day, I do have to tip my hat to my opponent. In the first game against Vidit, which I lost, I felt very much like I self-imploded. He really didn't have to find many moves at all. He had maybe 1 or 2 moves that were mildly difficult, but it wasn't a game where he had to make a lot of great decisions to win. But in the game today, he found a lot of very, very good moves at critical moments, especially because he was down on time early. It was a very sharp position. So I do tip my cap to Vidit because he did find a lot of good moves today. And so it's not like the first game